Guys, what the heck is going on with this chart? An all-time high after another, a purely parabolic rise for virtual protocol, and the narrative around AI agents is completely going wild right now. We talked about this over a month ago on my YouTube channel. Back then, Virtual's protocol was still at 56 cents, so happy profits go out to all my loyal viewers on YouTube 2001. In today's YouTube video, we'll discuss 8 new AI agent altcoin projects in their early stages. It's crucial to understand that when projects like Virtual's protocol hit all-time highs in the current market, while others struggle, it indicates that liquidity will likely flow into smaller projects. When a trend or hype emerges in a niche, other projects often benefit disproportionately. It is almost a logical conclusion that this liquidity will now trickle down into the smaller projects. I'm taking advantage of liquidity rotation from larger to smaller projects by investing in emerging AI agent projects in early stages with potential similar to Virtual Protocol. And that's exactly why I'm taking advantage of this liquidity rotation from the larger projects into the smaller ones by positioning myself now in emerging AI agent projects that are still completely in their early stages and have the potential to show a similar chart pattern as Virtual Protocol. And that's exactly why we're diving straight into the content. If you enjoy the YouTube videos, feel free to like and subscribe. As I said, happy profits to all my loyal viewers, so make sure to check out every video of mine in the future. There will be some more relevant YouTube videos coming to you now, especially for 2025. I'll definitely be much more active on YouTube, so it's definitely worth subscribing. Otherwise, one more thing should be said. I am not paid by any of these projects. I'm also not being paid to represent a certain opinion. Everything is based on my own personal opinion, just so you know. Otherwise, let's dive right into the first AI agent project, which is Based AI. At this point, I want to make it very clear that Base AI is now one of my largest positions in my own portfolio. So, as I said, you know me, I'm completely 100% transparent on my YouTube channel. You know which projects I'm invested in and what moves I'm making in my own portfolio. I've reallocated some projects. I moved IT protocol to AI agent projects, market cap 140 million, great track record, consistent results. I've also reallocated into certain AI agent projects, and in my opinion, Based AI is one of the top projects in this space. The current market cap is 140 million, it has an extremely good track record, the team is well known, and they are delivering results consistently. We have a partnership with Pepecoin, which, as some of you may know, is also a relatively large meme coin project, so we've established a partnership there. The whole thing goes into great detail from the use case itself, but here we have also given the narrative of the AI agents. The chart looks beautiful, just as desired, and it's one of the best positions in terms of risk-reward ratio. This is not financial advice, but the chart appears very clean. When taking large positions, manageable risk is crucial. Base AI is a strong project with a long history, not a new player in the AI trend. The risk-reward ratio is favorable, especially from a technical chart perspective with higher lows and highs. We've cooled off, offering a 50% discount for those who missed the initial upswing. I've expanded my positions in my portfolio, and especially with Base AI, there's a strong project behind it that has been working on its own project for months and years, and it's not just some new player that jumped on the AI agent trend overnight. And that's why I see a good risk-reward ratio here, especially from a technical chart perspective at this point, with nice higher lows and higher highs. We've also cooled off nicely, so for anyone who missed the initial upswing, we're now at a 50% discount. That's why I've expanded my positions here in my own portfolio. Then the next project we'll talk about, I actually already mentioned it on my YouTube channel. I still want to include it in my video today, and that is Strawberry AI. I really like the developments. We received the update that the mainnet has been launched, and it was a complete success. It's important to say that there are many projects out there that only play with the narrative itself, or rather, with the vision itself. Often there's just a website, maybe some good marketing, but it's often questionable whether there's really a use case or a product available here. Is this the mainnet, or can you generally rely on the team? Is the team delivering results? And here, it's important to point out that Strawberry AI is rolling out one update after another, and we can really see the regularity in how often they post. There are many updates, and really qualitative updates as well. The community behind it is extremely strong, and the core of investors is very solid. If you take a look on Twitter, in the groups, or elsewhere, everyone is very, very bullish. Of course, that's not a definitive indicator, but I would say that when there's a strong core of investors and almost a cult-like or familial behavior among the investors, that's a very positive sign for me. The first listings are in place, but we're still at the very beginning with a market cap of 31 million. The tokenomics are also very, very good. Everything is already 100% in circulation, so we don't have to worry about inflation. And from a technical chart perspective, everything looks beautiful. It's really a picture-perfect chart, just as you would want it. It started off nicely with a fair launch, meaning everyone had the opportunity to be involved from the very beginning. It's not like this is a VC-backed project that first drops by 80% and then eventually finds a bottom and climbs back up. That's usually not a very clean chart, but in this case, it's really optimal and all the parameters align perfectly, meaning the team, the marketing, the core of investors, the liquidity overall, and the tokenomics. I really like it. It fits perfectly into the agent narrative, and I'm also 100% transparent about that. I'm also invested in Strawberry AI in my own portfolio. Let's discuss the next project, which I haven't mentioned on YouTube before. I couldn't publish a video because I announced it in my Telegram group. I posted about Vertical AI at 30 cents, so check it out. I missed the first pump with Vertical AI, so I'm not invested now, but I shared it in my public Telegram group to inform you. I like this project because it had a fair launch and all tokens are in circulation. Somewhere around the first breakout, I have to be honest with you, I missed that first pump with Vertical AI, so I'm not invested at the moment. However, I did post about it in my free public Telegram group so that you all would be informed. What I particularly like about this case is that it had a 100% fair launch and 100% of the tokens are already in circulation, so we don't have to worry about potential inflation. We can also take a look at the website. Train, deploy, and monetize your custom AI model. That's exactly what we want at this point. These are exactly the projects that are performing incredibly well at this moment, and the chart looks beautiful from the start. So everyone has the opportunity to get in early, and that naturally strengthens the core of investors. Then, of course, there's a positive vibe in the community because 90% of the investors are in profit since 2021. Of course, there are a few who bought in and are now down by 20%, but the majority are feeling bullish. And as I said, it strengthens the core of investors when there haven't been any VCs investing beforehand. And otherwise, all the parameters fit here as well. I've checked a few things, and a lot of smart money is actually invested in Vertical AI. At this point, when it comes to the topic of entry, I would wait a bit longer simply because there's currently a slight consolidation phase happening since 2021. You might want to wait for this kind of falling wedge before a breakout happens. Personally, I will definitely find an entry point here at 30 cents. But to be honest, I seriously doubt that Vertical AI will come back down to 30 cents again, even if we do have the opportunity here. So right here in this buying zone that I've marked, I will definitely be buying more. It could also be that we might come back to this kind of origin here, or rather, into this order block formation at 2001 at 44 cents. You definitely need to keep an eye on it. I would definitely recommend adding it to your DEX screen watch list or on CoinMarketCap so you can always stay updated. Otherwise, the next project I've been invested in for a very long time, and I've mentioned it quite a bit on my YouTube channel, especially around the 0.001 mark or again during the retest, I made a YouTube video at 0.20. So here's the happy profits for all my loyal viewers. Current market cap is 22 million. Sensei is the project, and here we also have it with digital or decentralized agents that can be brought onto the blockchain. Also, the chart in this case is completely fine. Decentralized agents that can be brought onto the blockchain. Also, the chart in this case is completely fine. Of course, we had the beginning here that doesn't look particularly clean. Right now, we've cooled off again, so slowly but surely, you can start thinking about it if you missed the entry from my YouTube videos. As I mentioned, I drew this kind of arc, and it was pretty obvious that when such an arc-like bottom formation occurs, a breakout will come sooner or later. That's why I'm still invested in Sensei. I've realized a large part of my profits up top, just so you know. Otherwise, you can slowly start considering buying more, or for those of you who might not have caught the rise from the bottom, you can draw the Fibonacci level, and we can see quite well that it's currently holding up pretty well. The Fibonacci level also here in this order block formation. So it could potentially be a good increase. Otherwise, just invest 50% here and then another 50% if Sensei drops again to the Fibonacci level. So that's something you can consider, and that's how I personally always proceed when I have such charts in front of me. Never invest 100%. In this case, it's 50% here and then another 50%. Or you can split it into thirds, so to speak. 1/3, 1/3, and another 1/3. I always apply such strategies for my additional purchases, just so you know how I personally approach it. Otherwise, the next project is AI Agent Layer, incredibly exciting. Some of you might know Pamphan, and AI Agent Layer is somewhat similar. What AI Agent Layer definitely does is provide a kind of infrastructure for AI agents without needing to code a lot or anything like that. So you really have the opportunity here, even as a private investor or just as a private individual, to set up your own agent. It could establish itself as a great infrastructure and platform showing potential. It's not tied to a specific use case agent, you're investing in the whole infrastructure. Projects like Virtual Protocol can transfer to other infrastructures, and Agent Layer fits well. We have a project on the Base chain, which stands out. Currently, Base's volume and on-chain transactions are high, outperforming Solana, and Ethereum in liquidity. Base projects pump more easily, an advantage for AI agent layer. Especially here, we actually have a project that runs on the base chain, which for me personally is a bit of an advantage, a small plus point, because it sets itself apart from other projects. Overall, the volume and on-chain transactions are really high on Base right now. So, if you look at the current on-chain metrics, the Base chain is really outperforming Solana and Ethereum in terms of the liquidity available right now. So it's simply a fact that Base projects have it a bit easier to pump at this moment, and that's why, as I said, it's a small advantage in the case of AI agent layer. Otherwise, we also have a relatively nice chart in front of us with higher interim lows and higher interim highs. A somewhat symmetrical triangle is forming here, and you can certainly build it up however you like. But right now, everything looks pretty good. Higher interim highs, and the upward trend is still intact. That's why I've made an investment here. I'm invested. The tokenomics are also somewhat in place. A good portion is still ahead of us, about half, but this is regulated through vesting phases, so we don't have to worry about everything coming into circulation overnight. The next project is exciting but high risk. The last three are riskier, so pay attention. For larger investments, consider Spectral or Based AI, my largest position. Strawberry AI is a good addition. The last three projects are high risk, potentially zero, or a new 1000x coin. The last three projects are riskier. Invest more in Spectral or Based AI. Strawberry AI is good too. The last three are high risk. They could fail or succeed. Invest small. So, Based AI is, as I said, one of my largest positions in my own portfolio. I also think something like Strawberry AI can be a good addition to the portfolio. But with the last three projects in today's video, it's really zero or hero. It's either going to go to zero or it's the new 1000x coin. So you really need to be careful here. If you do invest, go in with a small amount with play money or with capital that you're also willing to lose, just to be clear. It should be said that you should only invest capital that you're also willing to lose. Otherwise, here we have perfect tokenomics, and again, it's a fair launch. The chart looks nice right from the start. What we have here is another project called Morph. We can take a look at what their motto is. Building an AI influencer is easy. It's all about AI influencers. So we have different options like Creator AI, Voice AI, Swap AI. Basically, we have a way to set up decentralized agents using AI and the blockchain, specifically decentralized AI influencers, which could potentially take over the market. With AI and blockchain, setting up decentralized AI influencers could dominate the market. In the future, influencers will play a big role, and if Morph comes number one, it will be due to its unique selling point. Morph AI offers infrastructure specifically for decentralized AI influencers, which is exciting for its use case. One project in this area stands out because it has a clear, unique selling point, which is that with Morph AI, we don't just have general infrastructure for AI agents, but specifically for decentralized AI influencers. And it's really very, very exciting when it comes to the use case. Let's take a look at what options we have here. Why us? So it's kind of like Morph AI, and here we can see what options we have. Replicate models, face swap, voice change, text to voice, text to image, realistic avatar. So we have so many possibilities, and here are the competing companies listed. Some of you might know Sora AI from OpenAI, which is also a multi-billion-dollar company. And with certain applications, Morph AI could potentially compete with that. That's why I believe it's definitely undervalued at this point. You really have to be extremely careful. I personally bought in around this area, and I also announced it in my inner circle so that you guys are aware. But I think at this point, it's perfectly fine to find an entry. You definitely have to be careful, but I think there's strong support beneath us in this area. Maybe we'll come back to this area, and then it might be a good time to make an entry. Right now, the Fibonacci level is, in quotes, a small bottom or an accumulation phase. And if we happen to come back to around the $10 mark, I think that would be a perfect entry point for Morph AI. Then the next project is Reply. Someone from my community actually sent it to me privately, so a shout out to them. The person who shared it with me already sent me the link to the project. So I've known about the project for about... Unfortunately, I didn't get in. Yeah, I missed it, to be honest. But now here came the point that was probably the current pump, maybe some of you know, Overdose. Overdose is a relatively big crypto influencer. In my opinion, he has a similar effect to Alex Becker, not quite as strong, but he has definitely shared the token in his Telegram group, which has over 2,000 members. That's why I see good potential here, because there are now bigger influencers involved. As I said, I'm neither paid nor anything like that, and I'm actually not invested in Reploy. I'll keep an eye on it. It's possible that we might come back to such areas, especially if we might be forming some kind of bottom here. It could very well be that we return to this range. It would definitely be nice. Then I would consider making an entry here again. Now let's talk about the next project, which actually came from the same member of my community, and that's Sentio Protocol. Everything is heading in the same direction, so it's a similar case to Reply. There are also similar wallets behind it that have actually been invested from the very beginning. In this case, it was also a fair launch. We have 100% of the tokens in circulation, which I think is an extremely positive sign, and that's why I decided to invest here at this point. This is not financial advice. You really need to be careful and do your own research. So I really urge everyone to double check everything for themselves. But what is simply given here is that the GPU provider for this project is Node AI. I think some of you know Node AI. Node AI has also been pushed by Alex Becker, and that's why I see a lot of potential here. It was even announced big on their Twitter about the Node AI X Sentio partnership, and all GPU holders, basically from Node AI, will benefit additionally from the revenue of Sentio protocol. So it's definitely an incredibly exciting partnership. Usen is basically the team behind Node AI, now with their own AI agent project. And when I simply see that a certain team delivers, so for those of you who don't know Node AI, we can take a look. In this case, it is the ticker GPU, so Node AI. When I see that a certain project already has a track record and the team has delivered results, having built a project that at one point had a market cap of over 200 million, then for me personally, that's a very good indication that a follow-up project will also perform well. And that's why I invested in Sentio Protocol here. But as I said, be extremely careful. The project is absolutely new. 26. This project was launched. Personally, I might also consider pulling out my initial investment after a 2x. So if we head towards a market cap of 40 to 50 million, I will at least pull out my initial investment to secure myself. But I think here you might have the opportunity to invest as one of the first in the AI agent project. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Build powerful on-chain AI agents, no code required. And that's obviously the best thing you can have. It fits perfectly into the current narrative. And if there's a top team behind it, a team that already has a certain track record, then for me, that's the perfect foundation to build on. This basically opens all the doors for this project to be very successful. Here, you really have to keep a close eye on what this project is doing, and even just looking at the tokenomics, we have a circulating supply of 90 million. Usen, we don't have any Bayern Celtics, which is actually a positive sign. Marketing 6%, team only 4%, but vesting over 12 months is, in my opinion, completely legitimate. There are many other crypto projects that take 20%, so just the team allocations are 20%, and 6% for marketing is also completely legitimate, totally fine. That's why I like all the parameters of this project. As I said, it's super fresh. If we look at it on a daily basis, it's only 2 days old and is probably still at the very beginning. So I think there's still a lot ahead of us with this project. But as I said, especially with projects that are freshly launched, be extremely careful. And that's exactly why I'm such a big fan of Based AI, because Based AI has already established itself, has a certain track record, the team is delivering, and here we simply have some substance that has already been built up over this long period. Therefore, if you click on No, if you want to be safe, it's better to go with Based AI, and when it comes to the really new projects, it's better to just watch from the sidelines, or of course, go in with play money in smaller amounts. That should definitely be said about it. Otherwise, that's actually it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to write your top AI agent projects in the comments, and you can also give critical feedback on what you think about my top 8 AI agent projects. Otherwise, feel free to join the public Telegram group where we facilitate further exchange. I also get a lot of this from you. I have to say a big thank you for that. There are some clever folks in my community who share certain AI projects with me. And of course, it's also a huge advantage for me personally if I have a certain community that is trained and knows what to look out for. And at the end of the day, that's also my main goal for the YouTube channel, to have a collective of intelligent investors who are trying to get the absolute maximum out of this bull run, to simply stick together within the community. It's extremely important to me that there's no rivalry, but rather a sense of togetherness. And that's why I make the YouTube videos for you, so you know what's going on. Otherwise, as I said, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos, and then we'll see each other again in the next video.